You gotta take your power back, bro. Like I can't stress that enough. If you somebody that's, don't have control or over your mind, your day to day, how you act towards somebody, man, it could be a bunch of things. But one thing for sure, you gotta be control of everything you do. You, what's up, YouTube? It's Miles. We back. Man, we're back with another video, man. We're gonna keep it short and sweet for y'all, to be honest, because man, I feel like this topic, man, you just got to get straight to the point. You can't really sugarcoat it. You can't really, do too much because I gotta get the message out. I gotta show y'all, just tell it just what it is. You simply put, you can't. You have to take control of your power. You got to take your power back. If you don't have your power, you got to get it back. If you have your power, you got to keep it. But specifically, this video is for getting your power back. You know what I'm saying? Getting your mojo. You know what I mean? Getting that confidence, like getting that mojo, like all that, all in one. This is what this is about. Because I promise you, bro, you gonna need it to get to the next level. And that's one thing I learned, man. There's nothing more powerful than self-confidence, self-power, like believing in yourself, all the whole nine. Because nobody's gonna believe you more than you believe in yourself. I always remember that's one thing I learned. It can be multiple things you can do to get your power back, but we're not gonna focus on a bunch of things. We're just gonna focus on a few, right? We can focus on the main things, the things that help me, that I feel like that'll help y'all. Why wouldn't I pass down what I experienced to y'all? You know what I'm saying? And this can go about a bunch of things, man. If you somebody that's losing, like if it's somebody that's don't have the mindset to lose weight again, and you start to gain your weight back, losing power over your body. Number one, you got to remember your why. You got to remember your why. You got to remember why you started doing this in the first place, right? You got to remember who are you. What do you stand for? Because I promise you, bro, like when things get tough, when things get like you start to lack a little motivation, that discipline not all the way there. You got to go back. You got to always go back to, okay, why am I doing this? Why am I starting this? Right? What's the benefit of me? Like, what's the goal? What's the end goal of all this? Why am I even putting myself through all this? That's something you got to remind yourself. That's something I have to remind myself from time to time when I'm feeling down or when I'm not feeling my best, right? Because it helps. It helps to always remember who you are. It helps to remember why you started this in the first place. Because I promise you, nobody's going to remind you. Nobody's going to remind you. Now, obviously, if you have a very, very good ecosystem of support around you, of course. But bro, like I said, man, there's no better, no powerful thing than self confidence, than self belief. That's what it is. Number two, get back to that routine that got you there in the first place, right? You don't just believe this out of thin air. You don't just believe who you are and just in thin air. No, of course you believe it, but you got to also practice it. You got to also do things on a daily to affirm these beliefs, right? Because like I can just say, hey, I look fit, and then I'm fat as hell, right? I'm not doing the daily things that are necessary for me to believe this. Because if you believe this, right, and you're not doing the things on a day to day to back it up, you know what that's called? Delusional. We don't want to be delusional. Sometimes we want to be delusional on like our goals, right? Because I firmly believe that you got to be delusional to have some big goals, right? If your goals aren't delusional enough, then they're not big enough, right? But also, what comes with that is you got to also have the plan, the action to back it up. Because what's the point of talking if you don't got shit to back it up? If you're not walking the walk, right? You gotta be. All this has to be in sync. This all has to be in one, right? So 9 times out of 10, you start to lose that power about yourself. Look back at your routine, man. Look back and say, well, okay, what am I doing on a day-to-day to help me do this? To make me believe this? To get to this, right? Make sure that routine is in check. Because if that's not in check, then that might be your problem. That might be a big old problem to where like I said, you start to lose that belief. You start to lose that power about yourself. It's always something. It's just never a coincidence when you start to lack, when you start to lack the things that you need, that you believe about yourself. Like that just don't happen. All right, something stops. And in this case, if it's your routine, don't get back to that, man. Come on. And then last thing, your proximity. Your proximity. We are who we're around. Environment, people, it don't matter, right? It's always good to have fresh air. It's always to have things around you that motivate you to be more who you are, right? And me personally, I believe environment's a huge factor. So change your environment up, change your people up, right? Start evaluating what you're around. You know what I mean? Start evaluating who you talk to, and in this evaluation, if you feel like it's not good enough, if you feel like, oh well, damn, this might be holding me back, change it. Like, bro, don't never be ashamed to change your situation for the betterment of you. Don't never change your situation. Don't never like stop talking to somebody, but for the betterment of yourself for the long term. Because at the end of the day, this is your life. You watching this video, this is your life. Never ever feel ashamed about making drastic decisions or tough decisions to improve your life. That's how we grow, right? So if your environment's not good enough, if your peers aren't good enough, if they're not on the same frequency as you are, switch them out, flip flop. Because that moment that you switch it out, something that's challenged you, something that fits you, you know, that realm of just that ecosystem that just constantly pouring into you, like you got this, like keep going, hey, let's go do this, like anything helps. That's what you want to be around. That's what you want to be around, man. And like I said, don't never feel ashamed not to make those changes, because I promise you, you're gonna regret it. You're gonna regret not making those changes sooner. Cool. We gotta work, man. We gotta grind, man. Make sure y'all grind. So look through all those three things. Gain your power back, man. Remember who you are. Remember why you're doing this. And then if you don't know where to start, come back to this video and I'll remind you. All right? All right, y'all. It's Miles. Appreciate y'all for tuning in. I'll be back with another video later on. But for right now, I'll see y'all later.